Hey everybody, Will Henson here. Today we're going to be talking about convoy rating in Global War 2nd Edition, and I want to go over a few concepts with you. First of all are the convoy lines. You can see that on the board there are these white convoy lines, and they have some rondelles on them that show which nations can lose how much in a turn of rating. So if you look at these lines, you can see they've got those numbers on them. You can also see the place at which the convoy lines change. So this line, their line diverges here. You can see this little symbol here that shows this line branches off, and all the lines are named. This line right here is the East African line. You can see over here where it transitions into a different line, which is the Cape Town to London line, as you'll see over there. And each line again has those rondelles on it that show how much they can lose. Now this number that shows how much you can lose, that is per player turn. So you could really lose, if you were Great Britain, twice that if you had an Italian submarine and a German submarine in different player turns, and even 3 times that with a Japanese sub there. That may seem like a lot, especially when you have all these numbers all over the board. However, I want to emphasize that the point of this is to make sure that you do defend your lines and you don't instead build up a giant force here, which is what everybody usually does. This really forces the player to spread out their ships on convoy lines. So let's talk about, first of all, the submarine. The submarine can raid along these convoy lines at a maximum of 1 submarine per zone. So in this line right here, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 zones, you can have a maximum of 4 submarines raiding that line. And you can also have up to 1 escort per line. So you could have up to 4 escorts along this line if you wanted to. If you are at an intersection, such as is the intersection down, we'll go to this one right here, and you can see that there's 3 lines converging here. You can hunt the maximum value of all lines, but you face the combined escorts of all lines. So let's go ahead and get into a rating situation. Right here we have, let's put 2 submarines, and let's put 2 escorts along this line. We have 2 escorts and 2 raiders along this line. Now for each submarine, you're going to roll a dice, a 6-sided dice. We'll use a blue one for the British, and for the Germans, and a white one for the British. And each of these dice is going to be modified by a number that you will find on your convoy rating table. So if we look at our thing here, we're a submarine, so we get +2 as the attacker. And as the defender, we would have +1 per escort, and +2 if I had a friendly patrolling aircraft is present. And that actually has to be present in the sea zone where you're attacking. And I want to emphasize here that there's a reason the patrol range of most of your shore-based aircraft are 1, is because this area really represents an air gap that historically airplanes couldn't reach there until later in the war. So once you have long-range aircraft technology, you'll be able to get out there. But at the start of the war, that bonus for the patrolling aircraft is only if the sub and the aircraft are in the same zone. So we're not going to get any aircraft. So if we look at the modifiers here, you've got a first submarines during raid. It's got a +2 for being a submarine, and it's got a +2 for the 2 escorts that are on there. Okay, so we'll roll the dice. The Germans get a 5, +2 is 7, and the British get a 2 + 2 is 4. So the difference of 3. So the British player would lose 3 points. He would also face an attack from this destroyer at 4, and an attack from this torpedo boat destroyer at 2. So each submarine would be attacked twice by these escorts. Okay, so that's a little bit of an example there of convoy rating, and there's also some technologies you can develop if you have advanced ASW That technology gives your convoys some shots back at the subs even without escorts. And radar also gives you some benefits as well. So that's a quick video on convoy rating. Try it out.
Global War, the ultimate war game, only at historicalboardgaming.com.